I'm Chef Susan Odell, and welcome to the Foodell Kitchen. Cooking utensils. There are thousands of them, and it can be very confusing when you're trying to stock your kitchen to figure out which ones you really need. This is what I keep by my stove all the time, so that whenever I'm cooking at the stovetop, I have these right at my fingertips. I don't have to run around all over the kitchen or open drawers to find them. These are the important things that I think you need to set up your kitchen. Let's have a look. The cooking utensils that I probably use most of all are these little spatulas. Spatulas come in a variety of shapes, sizes, amount of flexibility. They come hard, they come soft, but these are made out of silicone, and that means they can withstand a huge amount of heat and they won't melt, which is a good thing. They are soft, so they're really good for scraping around pans and getting your sauce mixed in nicely if you're making a soup to make sure things don't burn around the edge. They're also good for sauteing and tossing things in non-stick pans because they won't damage the surface. Another spatula is a wooden spatula. I use this for things like stir frying, or if I'm cooking meats and want to make a gravy. It's good for scraping up the brown bits on the bottom of the pan and deglazing a pan. It's good to have a good wooden spatula. It's a good workhorse in the kitchen too. Two other kinds of spatulas that I like to keep is a long, thinner one and more of a flipping spatula. You can imagine flipping a cheeseburger, a burger with this, can't you? This is a good sturdy variety, but it also won't damage your nonstick pans. It's made by aniline. It's one of my favorite types of finishes. I like that a lot. This is great for fish because it's nice and big and you can get an entire fish fillet on the spatula and then carefully turn it over so that it doesn't break apart. Okay, spoons. I have several spoons as well. Got to have a slotted spoon. You got to be able to pick things up out of your sauce, your gravy, your soup, whatever, and let the juices run through. Slotted spoon's important. You just need a regular old big spoon. Sometimes you just got to have it, whether it's for tasting or whether it's just for picking something up out of the pot. A good solid spoon is a nice choice. A wooden spoon. This is used a lot for making sauces because you can test on the back. You can see how thick the sauce is getting by how well it coats the back of your wooden spoon. And finally, because you're going to make all kinds of great homemade soups, you're going to need a ladle so you can serve it up without making a mess all over the place. Whisks are really important also, and I probably have 8 of them. You don't need that many to start with. Just get a good medium-size whisk. That'll be great for whisking just eggs before you cook them for scrambled eggs. It's also good for whisking sauces on the stovetop and all kinds of other things. If you make a lot of sauces, if you love that creme brulee, you like to make custards, this is a sauce whisk. It's a flatter shape and it really lets you get around the corners, if you will, of a round pan, all around the sides, lets you break up any lumps that are in there. So if you're going to get a second whisk, go for a different shape, a sauce whisk. Tongs are also really important anytime you want to turn meats, especially. You can use these on the grill or you can use them on your stovetop. But get a good pair of tongs that are comfortable in your hand and that turn easily. And finally, if you do any kind of frying or if you make your own raviolis or things that you need to scoop out of your boiling water, boiling broth, boiling liquid, get a skimmer. This is just a very fine mesh sieve. It allows you to reach in very gently and pick something up without doing any damage to the food. These are the cooking utensils that I have by me at my stove all the time. I don't have to run around and find them. I know exactly where they are. If you don't want a container next to your stove, at least keep them in a drawer very close to where you'll be cooking. It'll make it easier for you, and that means you'll cook more. Bon appetit.